In this video, we will discuss frequency distributions. When a data set includes many items, it can be organized into a frequency distribution, which lists only the distinct data values, x, along with their frequencies, f. The frequency designates the number of times the corresponding item occurred in the data set. We may also show the relative frequency for each item. This is the fraction or percentage of the data set represented by the item. If n represents the number of items and a given item x occurs f times, then the relative frequency of x is f divided by n. For example, the 25 members of a psychology class were polled about the number of siblings in their families. Construct a frequency distribution and relative frequency distribution for their responses listed here. Here are all of the responses. They range from 1 to 6. So 1 to 6 siblings in the families. To do this, we first want to see how many times each data value appears. We can create a tally by going down the list and making a hash mark for each entry. So here we see that there are 4 people who have only 1 sibling, 7 who have 2, 6 who have 3, 3 who have 4, 3 who have 5, and 2 who have 6. Next, we calculate the relative frequencies for each entry. So the relative frequency for 1 was 4 out of 25 is 16%. For 2, we had 7 out of 25, which is 28%, and so forth. And finally, we write our frequency distribution as a table. We list our number of siblings, the frequency, and the relative frequency. We may interpret numerical data more easily through use of a histogram or frequency polygon. A histogram is a series of rectangles placed side by side with lengths that represent the frequencies of the items. On each axis, a label and scale should be shown. The histogram below shows the data for the last example. So here is the frequency. Here are the number of siblings. We have a bar for each number of siblings on the table, 1 through 6. And we have our scale along this axis that tells us how many times that number of siblings appears. For a frequency polygon, we plot a single point for each item in the frequency distribution. Again, the height represents the frequency. Then the points are connected with straight lines along with lines from the first and last points to the axis. Again, the axes will have labels and scales. And here is the frequency polygon for our example.